AyoGG, welcome to a brand new episode, to episode 9 of the AyoGG podcast in the Queendom Puzzle special edition, in which we're talking about exactly that Queendom Puzzle, and today, just like our episode number indicates, about episode number 9. And there are two things that I want to tell you, two pieces of information before we dive right into the talk about the entire episode. Number one is that when you are listening to this episode, at least when you're listening to it on the same day as it's getting released, tomorrow will be the big finale of Queendom Puzzle. And if everything works out, I hope it does, I truly do, but if everything works out, we are going to watch it together with all of you. We're going to live stream during the finale of Queendom Puzzle and watch it, and hopefully you all will join us. We will not include like the video signal of mnet into our reaction streams, but if you are watching it, you can just open our reactions like simultaneously and then watch it together with us. Sounds nice, doesn't it? So if you want to watch it, just stay on this channel. Here the stream will start, or if you're listening to this on Spotify, you can just follow the links in the show notes to my YouTube channel. Paints would be possible too. I think at least that he will stream too. And then you can just watch with us together this finale, and it's probably going to be emotional. I don't know if it will be as emotional as this episode has been, especially for me, honestly. There's going to be a lot of emotions here later on, that much I can promise you. But a second piece of information is that today is a bit different because Pain has been, or still is, on a little trip, and due to that we couldn't record this podcast together. However, I will not do this entirely alone, because we made sure that he was able to send me some snippets about and his opinions about some topics that we're going to talk about. So we'll still get both of our opinions. Was really important for us. Unfortunately, due to his trip and due to the fact that I was sick on the day that we wanted to record it, and otherwise we weren't able to record it together, we had to do it like this. I hope it will suffice and you will still be satisfied with today's episode of this podcast. So now, guys, that we have settled this, let's jump into the episode. It is all about the semi-finale battles with the three songs iDGA, I Do, and Puzzlin. To refresh your memories, the winner of this battle is going to get, or all members of the winning team of this battle, I should say, are going to get 30,000 points, and they were split. Just like we have three songs, they were split into 3 groups with 7 per group. So that we have actually 7 per group, we had to adjust a bit, because we had an uneven amount of members in the groups, so we had to reshuffle, to puzzle again a bit to make the groups work. And the team that was allowed to choose for new members was the iDGA team, because they had they were on 1 person short, and the Puzzlin team actually had 1 person too much. So what the iDGA team was allowed to do is they were allowed to choose 3 people that they would like to have in their group, like a person number 1, number 2, and number 3. And later on, they would kind of announce who was number 1. The number 1 could decide, hey, do I want to be in iDGA? If yes, she would go straight into the team. If not, number 2 would be able to choose. And if number 2 doesn't want, number 3 would be able to choose. And if this would also not work, then the team with the most people, Puzzlin, would have been forced, I guess you could say, to kick out one of their members to join iDGA. So, what did Team iDGA do? The first person they wanted to have was Nana. Nana was currently not present when all of this voting took place. She was, I think, the way it looked like at a music show. She was in full vacation outfit mode, which was actually kind of cute. And yeah, she was bombarded with compliments as the iDGA team tried to win her over. However, Nana decided to stick with her current team, with I Do, and refused to join iDGA. Next up was Suyun. And also Suyun refused to join Team iDGA. So at this point we were desperate. iDGA was desperate to get their third person that they want so desperately. And that was no one else than Ellie. And yeah, Ellie was from Team Puzzlin. And Ellie actually decided to join iDGA. As a reason for joining iDGA, she said that Puzzlin needs, nonetheless needs to lose one person. So she thought, why shouldn't it be her? And let's face it, I feel like Ellie was also more interested in iDGA than she was in Puzzlin. So she joined the group, which is something that made me personally especially happy. I can definitely say it was the same for Pain. We were both really, really, really happy when we saw Ellie joining Team iDGA, even though I already knew it at this time, since I have watched together with you guys on my channel the actual performances of Puzzle and iDGA and I Do. If you're interested in that, by the way, I can link it for you in the video description and in the show notes. So just go check it out if you want my first fresh unbiased, completely unbiased opinions about the three performances. Of course, though, we will talk about them later on too. So, next up. What I also want to add here, something that I realized while the iDGA members were kind of, where they kind of like to charm the other girls, like Nana, Suyun, and Ellie. They always use the same, the same arguments to kind of win them over. They always were like, "Oh, come on, we're all from, or four of us, I think, are in the top 7, and it would be so good for you," and so on and so on. So they always gave the same the same arguments there, which is kind of understandable because they had pretty good arguments. And for me personally, the best argument would have been just the song, because the song is, I have to say, it just is the best one out of the three for multiple reasons, not just because of completely subjective point of view where nah, but I just love the song the most. No, it's just because the song is so different from the other two. It just stands out, which is beneficial for the voting later. So this alone would be a big reason for me. And then, of course, the fact that there's so many top 7s in this team, which makes it more likely that people are going to vote a lot for this team, of course, helps a lot. Another thing they used to lure Ellie into this team, by the way, was that they said that they want to give her a vocal position, which is something Ellie wanted. That she really, 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 really wanted for quite a while now. And yeah, in this team, she got promised to actually get this this position. So in the end, the lineup that we had for Puzzlin was Rina, Wooyeon, Midu, K, Jiwon, Suchin, and Suyun. For iDGA, we have Dowa, or the way I wrote Dowei, Faye, Yuki, Ellie, Yeonam, Yin, and Wiso. And for I Do, we have Jiwoo, Nana, Yeonhee, Bora, Judy, Jihan, and Zoa. So, next up, it was already time for the actual performances, which took a big part of today's episode, which is understandable, because these are really, really, really important performances. We heard it, 30,000 points for the winning team. This is something that can make or break if whether you will remain in the show and stick with it until the finale or get kicked out. So the first team that was allowed to perform was Team Puzzlin. So Team Puzzlin with, as I said, Rina, Wooyeon, Mido, K, Jiwon, Sujin, and Suyun. And in the last episode, we actually saw that the producer suggested Jiwon becoming the main vocal for Team Puzzlin, which was something we here in the podcast weren't. Now, I wouldn't say that happy about. I would say we were skeptical about. However, looks like the girls, or at least Jiwon, thought so herself, because Jiwon actually declined the position of the main vocal and gave it willingly to K. She thought K would be a better fit. She wasn't sure if she was the right choice, so she gave it to K and instead wanted to become the sub-vocal number 1. Problem here, Sujin wanted that role as well. So Jiwon kind of slided from being a set main vocal into having to fight for becoming sub 1. However, in the end, the members voted for who should become this sub vocal number 1, and Jiwon won it. Won the votes with, if I remember correctly, 1 vote difference. I think it was like that. So later on, we got kind of the same old storyline as we always get. That we got throughout this entire show and that we got throughout basically every other mnet show ever. We got one master, kind of, one teacher in this group, which was Jiwon. She took over as the dance leader and taught the others what they have to do, when they have to stand where, the timings and everything. She really took care of them really, really well. So Jiwon got kind of built up as a hero in a way, which just makes the later things happening in this episode much, much, much more, heartbreaking, honestly. I'm already so sick of, like, I don't want to come to this part at all, honestly, but we have to later on. But let's stay with the happy things for now. During the practice, we kind of got constantly errors and mistakes from the members. Nothing major, like nothing grave, but mnet kind of wanted to show us that even though Jiwon took the lead here, they aren't perfect yet, okay? They aren't perfect. They wanted to really make us understand this. However, K said, and I quote, "We'll make all of us the top 7." A bold statement, I would say, and my question now, of course, would be, did K and of course, especially Jiwon as the leader, made it happen that at least all 7 of them gave a top 7 worthy performance? What do you say, Pain?
Puzzlin was something I was, not very hopefully looking forward to, because the possibility for the song to be slightly underwhelming is definitely there. And so I was like, when I prepare, when I watched it preparing, it was like, okay, let's see how this is going to be, and especially cause in in the last episode it was, or the second last episode, I'm not very sure when this was, but there were the topic who's going to do which part, and Kay was going into the booth, recording booth, and it was for me a very, very obvious thing that she can accelerate this whole this whole song and this whole performance, with her own unique voice and her own unique style in singing this part, the main vocal part, the main chorus part. And I definitely saw how Jiwon was a bit more near the template of the vision that Young K had, but overall and I'm very happy that they kind of decided to do this like this. Um, I'm super, 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 super happy with the decision to give Kay the main vocal part, and I think G1 with like the sub vocal one part was really, really doing a good thing there. I really loved it, song wise overall, and yeah, the performance overall was very nice as well. Um, it was very decent. Course, I guess there aren't that much things I can't really or I can't really point out. But yeah, I really, really liked it overall. Was very nice, and um, but still, I would say Puzzlin might be like the the number three of all the three performances.
All right, now let's jump to my little statement about the Puzzlin performance. So, the problem, a big problem I have with the Puzzlin performance, and this is honestly kind of sad for me personally, is that the more I watch it, the more often I watch the performance, the more I rewatch it, the less attracted I am to it. And this really hurts me a lot because there are so many amazing members, like so many members that I adore, that I absolutely adore, like just based on the lineup this group has, this is my absolute favorite because if you think about it, this group has four? Yeah, no, three. Has three of my personal top sevens from the last episode with Rina, Mido, and Kay. So I was pumped as hell for it, and the performance unfortunately cannot maintain this level of excitement, and the reason for that I would say is the song has actually the same problems and is pretty close in that regard to Taeyeon's Weekend. And the Weekend performance that we have seen a few episodes ago. Now, let's think about what I had said when talking about the Weekend performance, because I can say basically the same here. I said that Weekend is a song that really needs you to kind of dominate it, to play with it with your voice, because if you don't do that, the song is too monotonous. It's there is not much going on. It doesn't have any highlights on its own. If you don't give it character and attitude and playfulness with your own voice, then the song is really, really, really boring. And this is something Taeyeon achieves during Weekend with her voice. She's playful there, and the rap, for example, in Weekend 2, the reason why this rap part of Weekend is so good is not because Taeyeon is such an amazing rapper. It is because she's playful, because she knows that she's not an amazing rapper, and she is using that. She doesn't try to be amazing, she tries to be entertaining and fun during this rap. And this is exactly something you need throughout the entire song of Weekend. The Weekend performance didn't have that, and the same goes, unfortunately, with Puzzlin'. It's not a bad performance at all. Like you can't, in my opinion, say anything bad about like the dance execution, for example, of the girls. They did really well. They did well with their facial expressions. All of them were so fitting for the style of the song and for the performance. So I can absolutely nothing say anything bad about this. Like this part where four of them lifted up Rina while she was singing, I'm still smiling like a freaking idiot from like cheek to cheek when I rewatched this part. I love it so much. There are nice ideas in it. I love in the beginning when they're lying on their bellies facing each other in the circle, and everything is so cute and so in a way refreshing, but it can't maintain this positive feeling for me, unfortunately. And I think the major problem with it is that and this is not, I want to point it out, this is not a fault of the girls. The problem is that they stuck with too much with the guide version, despite K being the main vocal, despite K taking over, because we said that in the last episode. We said what needs to happen is K needs to take the main vocal position, and K needs to add character to the song with her voice. And she, or I would say the producer, did not let her do it. Kay sang it relatively close to the guide version. Yes, you were hearing that it was Kay, but it was not even close to the character, to the richness that Kay could have given to the song. It wasn't even close to that. Overall, the song feels relatively bland, in my opinion. The voices feel relatively bland. The voices feel at times too close to each other, which kind of helps in having nice transitions between the vocal switching parts. But overall, it was like, okay, this is just one person singing the song in a relatively bland way, which is sad, unfortunately. And yeah, Puzzlin is sadly another song that I would consider like putting into a playlist of mine, which really, once again, breaks my heart because of all the amazing members this song has. But yeah, unfortunately, this is my take on Puzzlin, and it hurts. It hurts to say it, guys. It really hurts. Next up, something that, I'm spoiling you, did not hurt me at all, was the iDGA performance. So what did we have here happening? We had Ellie stating once again her desire to become a vocal, and not any vocal, she wanted to become vocal 1. Problem with it, Faye was already assigned to that part, so you could instantly see Ellie's kind of panic in her eyes when the others said, Faye already has that part. And then we had Faye sitting there and thinking about it, do I want to give away my vocal part? And relatively fast, actually, she came to the conclusion, you know what? Yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give my vocal part to Ellie, and the reason for that is that Faye stated that this is a really, really important performance, and rather than trying to stand out as an individual, it is more important to make sure that the entire group performs well and gets the benefits, which I personally completely agree with her, honestly. In that point in time, you need to go for the extra points and not for the individual voting points. Because if you think about it, when this is getting aired will be the day where the voting for the individuals has already taken place throughout the entire week. So it makes much more sense to make sure that you get the group points than individual points, because in individual points you're not getting a lot anymore in this point in time, but group points you're getting a shitload. So that was, in my opinion, really smart thinking of Faye, and would have been something I would have done too in that point in time. So Ellie got the main vocal, the vocal 1 part, and completely aced it while standing in the recording booth. She got just praised and praised and praised by the members and Bobby for how well she was doing it. Bobby was even like, girl, please calm down, because if you're continue to ace it like that, I have nothing to do over here. Which was really nice to see that Ellie finally got a bit of recognition for all the hard work she is putting into each and every performance. Ellie's doing so well. And yeah, she proved it here once again during the recording. A thing that I have to say about Bobby is that Bobby is probably the person with the worst posture, like body posture, I've ever seen in my life. The way this dude is sitting, even walking and standing, but especially sitting at this table, like this rounded back that he has. Like, holy shit. I thought I have a terrible posture, but Bobby really takes the cake. Holy shit. But I always get like a smile on my face when I see Bobby. Like he is really, really, really a happy pill. Honestly, he is such a strange character, but highly entertaining. So thumbs up for Bobby. But dude, please, your posture, do something. This is going to break your back when you're older. Please, 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 please. So, what else do we have? Yeah, we had Mnet kind of trying to build a little bit of tension with Yuki. Yuki being kind of like the secret underdog ace of the show by now, because everyone wants to have her in a team for the rapping. Yuki kind of being the main rapper of this performance, and Mnet, edited in multiple scenes where she struggled within the recording booth, where her pronunciation was off, where she's kind of just making mistakes due to excitement, maybe. I mean, she said herself that Bobby is her role model, and I can quite understand that this would make you insanely nervous. On top of that, Yuki is Japanese, so I feel like this could be something that makes it, at times at least, also difficult with like Korean raps, even though Yuki's doing it so insanely well that you don't really see it. But maybe in situations like this, in stress situations where you're performing in front of your role model, these are struggles that may come out also. However, these struggles appear during practice, but did they also appear during the actual performance, is my question. What do you say, Payne?
And this was something I was really looking forward to, because this was like, even in the teasers, I was like, oh damn, this is kind of amazing. I really got catched by this chorus. And yeah, I like the idea overall. At the end, Bobby like kind of decided to change the song a bit more to make it more vocally depending, which in the end I guess was a super, super, super cool decision, because I think their vocals and their voices really, really were fitting so well together. Overall, in my opinion, this performance had like everything. The song was amazing, like the combination out of a really simple, catchy, chorus, and the intro was so amazing. Like the intro with the drums was so cool. They had such a nice hook overall, hook pattern. I really loved it, and the combination out of the vocals at like when the song start, with those super hard hitting drums is so cool. Like this is like really something I really love. When it comes to pop songs, I really love hard rhymes. I would call it like that. And combined with that, they like made so many cool moves. They had such an impact, and Wiso and Ali overall carried the vocal parts so amazingly. I think all of their voices really were like fitting this concept overall. We don't have to talk about the styles, but Wiso and Ali really did those very important vocal parts so well, and I really loved it. Was definitely at the end as well my number one take there. And this is a song I am really interested how much I will just get into it even more by just listening to it on spot. Listening. I'm stupid. By just listen to it on Spotify.
Alright, now, my opinion on the iDGA performance. First things first, I love it. I absolutely love the iDGA performance, and I was not surprised, but it was, let's say, a pleasant revelation. or a pleasant realization, kind of, when I reacted to it. Because the thing is, when I heard the guide version, I was highly skeptical because this part is I don't give a what, I don't give a what. I was like, oh, this could be really annoying. This could be really annoying. But the whole time, I still was positive because I thought if you put the right people in this performance, the right vocals for the right times, this can work out. And fuck, they did it. They really put I would say, the best members for the exact right parts. In my opinion, this performance overall had basically the perfect lineup. So I really have to give it to the viewers who voted for this team. Even though I admit it was kind of like the obvious choice of members, but it was the absolute right choice of members that we had in there. Like, imagine we wouldn't have had Doa in there, we wouldn't have got Doa with double pigtails. And this would have been a loss of like historical gratitude. Guys, like, this was really, really important that it happened, that Doa appeared in this. But not only because of her pigtails, Doa worked extremely well as kind of like the glue between multiple members, because with her voice she made the transition from one vocal or one rep, however this part was, from one member to the other, like voice wise, because if Doa wouldn't have been there, the transitions would have been much harder and much more unnatural. But Doa made it really sure that this transition worked out really smoothly and satisfyingly for me, perfectly. Then I have to praise Bobby, because the beat that this dude built for this song, the overall composition of the song is so well made, so kick-ass. It drags you along. The song really, really drags you along. It doesn't let you go anymore. I'm streaming the song so hard at this moment. So big props to Bobby for this amazing song that he has made there. And Wiso. And I'm saying this completely unbiased, okay, guys? Unbiased. This is not the high-key lover that is speaking here right now. This is just a dude that appreciates art. Wiso is born for concepts like these. These hip-hoppy styles with her at times rough, raw, gritty voice is so sexy. Like, holy shit, Wiso is so my MVP in this performance, because she has a lot of parts, she has a lot of highlight parts, but her voice always gives so much, and this is the important part, so much character, charisma, and attitude to the songs, which is exactly what I am missing in the Puzzlin performance. Absolutely outstanding, and I mean, for her stage presence, her facial expressions, and the dance execution, I don't even have to talk about how sick, beautiful, and amazing that was. This is something that I can say, by the way, about all of the members. The way they executed the dance and the facial expressions was like second to none. Absolutely perfect. Just watching this performance, you can turn off the audio and just watch this performance, and it's still such a delight to look at. But holy shit, iDGA, there is not a single negative thing that I can say about it. And in perfect contrast to Puzzlin, iDGA gets better with every time I'm listening to it. And I can assure you guys, I'm listening to it really, really, really a lot. This thing is on loop, and I'm so happy that I have been wrong with my very first assumption about the song. Overall, I have to say the hip-hop songs in this show are until now so damn amazing. I'm completely over the moon with those, which is really important for a later evaluation of other songs that we got to know in this episode. So, iDGA, biggest thumbs up. Absolutely outstanding. And Yuki, you go, girl. You go, girl. Yuki is slaying those rapping parts so hard and with such an ease, with such a stage presence. It is impossible, really impossible not to fall in love with her. So guys, make sure you vote for Yuki and Wiso. They have to be in the final group. Please, please, desperately, please, guys. And last but not least, we have the I Do team. For I Do, what happened there? Actually, not much prior to the performance. Sorry. Sorry. We have Yeonhee versus Nana fighting for the subvocal 3 position because subvocal 3 kind of has has a lot of highlight parts. It has like the beginning of the performance where you can kind of stand out. It has later a dance break where you kind of want to be in. And yeah, we had a little fight between Yeonhee and Nana, and Yeonhee really gave it her all. She worked so hard, like hard as possible, to win against Nana in this little battle. But, guys, what should I tell you? It ended the way it always ends. Nana wins. Fatality, kind of. It's not a shocker at this point. Nana always wins these battles. Where here, I'm not sure if I would have chosen that way too. Nana really did well. She did really, really well. But Yeonhee did too. And for I Do, I honestly think I would have gone with Yeonhee. I feel like she could have kind of transported the feelings of the respective parts maybe a bit better. At least my initial thought was that while watching this little pre-performance section here. And then the question was, okay, now that she didn't get the subvocal 3 part, what are we doing with Yeonhee? And another shocker, guys, of this episode, another big shocker of this episode happened. Yeonhee became a rapper. Again. Like, next Rocket Punch comeback, guys. If Yeonhee is not the freaking rapper, I don't know. I don't know. Then something is wrong. Yeonhee is from now on a rapper. This is mnet molded her into this position, honestly. She is not doing anything else anymore. And the question that I'm questioning now is, of course, is this a positive thing? Or should Yeonhee have become sub-vocal free? What do you say, Payne?
Overall, I think it ended up to be slightly different than I expected. And this is something that goes for like all 3 of the performances. But I think the most with I Do. The most with I Do because I was really like surprised how jumpy kind of this whole performance and song is. Like being kind of between like the wedding thing, but on the other hand, a really joyful, playful, performance. Was very, very, very cool. And overall, I really loved. Of course, simping has to be there, so I really loved Nana there. When she was like in the center, my heart stopped for a second. But more importantly than that is or are like 2 very important things. Chihan and Bora were doing this chorus so amazingly. I think they were fitting it so well. And I don't like even saw really that much of like a difference between the parts. So besides whoever like is having the main vocal and is having the sub vocal one part, like I can't really complain like about that. Even if like Bora would have been like main vocal and Chian would have been sub vocal one, I guess like this would have just been the same well made performance and song overall. Um, so I guess that was not really an important decision in that case, but just to put Chian and Bora into like a main vocal and sub vocal one was such a huge decision there, in my opinion. And yeah, I really loved it. I have to say, I really loved it. And yeah, concept wise, it was really adorable. With like those wedding clothes as well.
Alright, now, what do I say about I Do? First, I am a huge ass fan of this wedding concept. I really like it. I really do. This in the beginning alone, this when they were walking in with those with the flowers and holding them into the camera, standing in those little unit pairs there, and then throw it, at least some of them, into the crowd. I loved it. Maybe I'm just a sucker for it. Okay. I admit it. But it just got even better with, and I already expected this from the guide version that we heard, but it transported into the final song. I love the wedding march part in the song. This da 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 da. I just love it. This is such a nice change of pace. It is such a playful little insert in the song, which is exactly, once again, I'm really sorry that I have to take it as example always, but what that I was missing in Puzzlin. These are the little things that just make a song entertaining and makes you want to re-listen to it, and so on and so on. However, the first dum dum da dum 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 da dum I wasn't that satisfied with. That was Nana's take on this one, and the reason is not Nana there. The reason is, I said that in the reaction I think too, the sound editing. No, the sound mixing is it. The sound mixing feels kind of off. Because you have the vocal before, then Nana's da 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 da, and then vocal again. I think even Yoni? Was it Yoni or Judy? I don't know. Doesn't matter. After this part, we have a vocal again. And this is such a big break in like intensity that makes it feel unnatural. I agree that the wedding march part needs to stand out, definitely. But the break between this and the vocal afterwards, which felt much lower and softer, was too much. And this was a bit unfortunate. I feel like with a better sound mixing, this would have been no problem and would have felt more clean and more natural. Still, the entire performance was highly enjoyable in my opinion, due to the girls being pure vitamins on stage. They did not try to execute all the moves perfectly, but perform them with a big ass smile on their faces and with transporting this feeling of, I don't know what the song really is about. I guess meeting someone and just thinking about, yes, I do. Maybe kind of this. Because this is a feeling I got completely transported even over the screen. It is such a delight to watch them jumping around, smiling on stage, looking at the crowd, interacting with them. Super cute. However, one member, I have to say, just overdid it, and that is Jiwoo. And this is something that happened like now in really a lot of performances. Jiwoo is really, really, really often overdoing her moves and especially her facial expressions. It's sad. It's just so unnatural when Jiwoo is trying to, like, especially wink. She tried to wink multiple times during this performance, and every time it feels like she's working on that wink rather than just naturally giving it to us, and this just breaks this carefree, I mean, feeling that this performance should have, and breaks with this cute atmosphere, because then I'm reminded, yeah, they're working right now on the stage. So this is and also the dance moves are at times like too much. She is smiling too brightly, if you know what I mean. And this is kind of a big critic point that I have there, because this is something, it just pulls me out of a performance, and this is something that should not happen. So this is something G would really needs to work on. Which I don't throw shades at her there, because she doesn't have the experience like others do. So this is just something she has to learn, and she will learn. But yeah, for this performance, she didn't yet, and this broke the mood a bit for me, unfortunately. Another thing that I wasn't that satisfied with was, unfortunately, and I hate that I have to say it, Yeonhee's rap. And not, really important here, not because of Yeonhee herself, but because the rap itself. Because the rap is not good. It is not well written, honestly. It has a weird flow, not a good one at all. It feels like really like staccato, like it doesn't have a nice flow at all. It doesn't feel natural. The lyrics are they don't feel nice, honestly. They don't feel like they fit. And the way Yeonhee is rapping it is just, also feels not natural. But there, I'm not sure if it's just because of the weird flow. So that was really sad, and I really hope that this rap wouldn't exist, because this breaks a lot with the fun that I have throughout the rest of the performance. This kind of drags me down there, which is sad, and I don't want it to drag me down, because Yeonhee, she can do it really well if you give her the right material. So that was really sad for me. However, the rap afterwards of Judy was pretty nice again. I don't know what this break of flows is that we have there, but Judy's one was so much better. It fitted her well. She executed it nicely, and yeah, the overall rap was just much better written. So I don't know who fucked up Yeonhee's rap, but yeah, that was sad. Another sad thing I have to say is that overall, I like the song and the performance. I really do. No pun intended. But in my opinion, here also they stuck too much to the guide version. They could have done so much more, especially with Bora in the song. Bora in the song was completely wasted, in my opinion, because what they have done with her is they gave her the highest parts possible, which were not high, like high note high, but just unpleasantly high, I have to say. I did not enjoy Bora's high parts at all, because they felt unnatural for her voice. They felt like Bora was forcing there something which should not be there, and Bora knows it. It was just the way she was told to sing, like those parts. If you would have given Bora, and also some other members, honestly, some lower register notes in the song, it would have helped not only these parts to sound less unpleasant. So I need to drink something shortly, because my my throat is getting dry. But also, It would have helped to give the song more character, to make it more interesting to listen to give it more substance, basically. This would have been so nice for Puzzlin, and this is kind of which is taking away replay value for me personally for I Do. I still play it from time to time, but not clearly, and not nearly, I mean, as much as I would have if they would have changed these parts, and not nearly as much as iDGA, for example. This is an opinion, by the way, that not only I had, but a lot of others too, because the winner of the semi-finale battle is iDGA. And as much as I'm sitting here and I'm like, yes, iDGA was the best, and I think I also would have said, yes, this needs to win, I have to say, if I look at it completely objective, without my zimping for the song, I feel like this was a pretty unfair setup, honestly. Because I don't see a universe in which iDGA loses just a song like iDGA. Throw away the members that are in the song. Let's just go with the guide versions or whatever. Or completely unknown people singing these songs. I don't see a chance that iDGA performed live cannot win against the other twos, against I Do and Puzzlin. It's just, iDGA is so different and triggers in you so different feelings and excitements, and is sticking so differently into your brain than the other two, that is just, in my opinion, really, 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 really bad of a mashup of songs. I don't know, guys. I would really like your opinion about this in the comments. Do you have, like, the same opinion about this, or is this just me? Would be really interested in knowing that, because I can only think about that. I can only think about how bad, in my opinion, this is to put these songs against each other. Really, I don't see any way that iDGA loses against the other two. It's just the natural way of how the songs are, that iDGA amazes kind of more people and intrigues more people. It's just the way it is. So this is really something I hope mnet fixes in the future, because this is just unfair. It is just unfair, it really is. Maybe this is one way of mnet rigging. A more subtle way of mnet rigging could be. But, yeah, I didn't like it. The way mnet put these songs against each other, honestly. So, after this, after it was announced that iDGA has won the semi-finale battles, it was time to look a bit into the future. The future of the last episode. The finale, because there also we will get performances, guys. And two of those performances belong to the song Billionaire and Last Piece. The important thing about Billionaire and Last Piece are, by the way, that both of them were created by, and Taeyeon said it herself in this episode, and I really, really, really have to agree with her there, the master, basically, a legend in the K-pop industry, and that is Kenji. Kenji is a producer in K-pop, which has, and I only need to tell you guys one song this dude has made, and this already proves that Kenji is an absolute god when it comes to music, and that is Into the New World by Girls' Generation, the debut of SNSD, which is completely objectively, guys, the best song ever created in music history. So Okay. Also, the most recent song of Girls' Generation Forever One was made by Kenji. Okay, and a lot of amazing songs by EXO and Shiny, and so Kenji has a track record that is outstanding. And this dude now made 2 songs for Queendom Puzzle, which is Billionaire and Last Piece. Now, how do the girls decide who is going to perform which song? For Puzzle, for for Billionaire, I mean, and Last Piece, the puzzle rooms are back. The freaking puzzle rooms are back, guys. How cool is that? They have a little comeback. And we have in one room, obviously, we have the Billionaire room, and the other one, the Last Piece room. And all of the girls just go into the booth of the song that they want to perform one after another. And this was hilarious, guys, honestly. When I watched this, I couldn't believe what I was seeing there, because Billionaire got 5 girls, and Last Piece got everyone else. And this was so ridiculous how they all were swarming towards Last Piece. And I mean, when the first girl, when Wiso went in Last Piece, I was so freaking excited. And also more like Kay went in there and so on. So many girls where I almost lost my shit. Because I thought, if what those in the team, yes please. And when Wiso went in there, I completely understood why. Because Last Piece is again kind of like a hip hop piece. She's just so drawn to this shit, and I love it, and I can't wait to see her perform this. And I really like Last Piece, even though Last Piece is again one of those hip hop songs where I'm listening to the Sky version, I'm like, with the right people, amazing, but holy shit, can this go wrong? But as I said before, based on the experiences that I have now with all of the hip hop songs in Queendom Puzzle, I dare to be positive about Last Piece. I dare to be, and I'm looking forward to it, definitely. So looking forward to Last Piece, and who in the end actually will end up in Last Piece. Because I don't know how they're going to rearrange this, but they definitely have to. And Billionaire is a song which I instantly liked when I listened to it. For Billionaire, by the way, we have Jihan, Nana, Jiwon, Wooyeon, and Yoni, and the rest is in Last Piece. And I was honestly a bit shocked of how many people rushed to Last Piece. The only explanation, honestly, I have is that all of them, or all of the people in Last Piece, just looked at the success these hip hop songs had in like the general public, or at least the last song, iDGA, and they were like, this time I want to be on the winner side, and that's why they went to Last Piece. This is an explanation I have, kind of. The only one I have, because I don't think that Last Piece sounded that much better than Billionaire, honestly. I love Billionaire. But yeah, this was really interesting how drawn they were all to Last Piece. But I'm looking forward to the performance of Billionaire in the end. Once again, in Billionaire, we have Jihan, Nana, Jiwon, Wooyeon, and Yonhee, and everyone else is in Last Piece. Now, before I come to the voting results, let's also listen to Payne's opinion on both Billionaire and Last Piece.
Both of the songs are very, very, very interesting. One more than the other. The Billionaire one, like slightly more hip in a hip hop direction, and Last Pick is, we are going more into like kind of pop direction, but with like a bit of genre mix. Typical K-pop structure, K-pop genre mix. I really love it overall. But like based on the teasers, my favorite right now is definitely Last Pick. But there's just one thing. Overall, both songs were made by Kenzo, and like he did many like songs for SM, so he knows how to like handle some vocals, like, or how to make songs that has vocals to be implemented, and this is something we really could see here. And especially Last Pick is a song where I'm so sure, based on the guide version, if you like put the right vocals there, if you put vocals, especially like we saw, like in this beginning of Last Pick, where you really have like this high notes belting out, just with a powerful voice. Like it's not really a high note, but the higher note belting the note out with like just the strength that Wieso has is something I'm just imagining now in my head, and there is no really better combination I can imagine. I really would like love someone like K there as well, of course, or Ali, even Ali. But I guess Riso would fit so well, and that was something I was really like just hearing when I was listening to like watching this episode the first time, and I was like hearing Last Pick the first time, and this part came where like the first belting notes were yeah were there to hear, to listen to. I just imagined Riso being there, and oh, this is something I don't really want to miss. So I'm really hoping that I get Last Pick Riso, and maybe she is getting this part. I mean, this is kind of the starting part of the song, so like the typical center start. So this would fit for her as well. So maybe we'll get this. But that would be a wish, definitely. Overall, both songs are very nice. Billionaire is the courier of La Chica, and I guess Last Pick had once again Youngjun, which I'm such a huge fan of. But we have to say both of them for like Queendom Puzzle made an amazing job. They really worked their asses off for amazing choreos, like through the all performances, through the all-rounder performances, and so on. And yeah, so I'm very excited for this. That was my little take for like the songs, like the teaser of the songs, and yeah, I'm very excited to see those performances live with you guys. Very excited.
Alright, now that we have talked about the songs for the upcoming finale, it is time to talk about the lineup for the upcoming finale. And guys, yeah, this is the part I want to talk about the least. I'll be completely honest with you all. There's so many wrong things happened in the last episode, but yeah, let's talk about it. The top 7. The top 7 of the semi-finale of Queendom Puzzle is as follows. We have Wiso, Nana, Yodon, Yeonhee, Kei, Yuki, and Yin. Now, before I state my opinion about it, let's first listen to Payne's opinion on the current top 7.
We have to say there is no real change. The only change, but which like change we already saw like in the midterm, is that Chian dropped out and Yoni got in like the top 7. Besides that, we still have Nana, Wiso, Yuki, Kei, Yin, Yorum in there, like as the top 6 that we already knew before. Yeah, and that's, in my opinion, not very interesting, but it seems like there is some, some, at least some solid, like, standing in, like, the top 7 for now, which still can be changed through, like, the last get through like the final episode, the last performances, the last votes, cause it was like said that the votes, the combination vote is going to be resetted. So that means, I guess, not their points got reset, but I'm very sure like the votes got reset. So everyone is starting at 0 for like their like next voting time, right? And then like the voting is just added to everything else, like with the winning a performance or something, whichever there are like possibility for points. So yeah, it's very very interesting. I'm very very excited. I guess we also will have live votes. I'm very sure about that. So yeah, let's see. So I don't know. So if you like saw like in the last episodes my like who I picked for like voting, you know that this is like, yeah, like I'm mostly fine with like them as being in the top 7. Wiso, Nana, and Yen are like participants I was really even like voting for often, and nearly to every time, and especially Yoni is someone who I really voted sometimes as well. I voted a bit for Yoram. I guess the only one who I did not really vote that much often was Yuki, actually. Yeah, and so as you can like kind of see, this is more than less a very very like suitable top 7 for like the kind of taste I have and the kind of expectation I have. If we take the top 7 like that we have there, it's definitely way too less early in there. We definitely need a bit more early in there. But besides that, it's very, very, very crazy. We have like such a huge vocal power. We have like faces for the group. We have like an incredible dance line, and yeah, rap is covered as well. This is like a whole all-round up package group in there. And I really like, love even the most of them. So I'm really, really happy like with that. I know I did not really like getting asked to record something like that, but I can tell you that my ranking overall is like once again being very like equal with the top 7, like Nana, K, Yin, Yoni, Wiso, and I guess Ali is in there for me as well, exactly, and Jiwoo. So instead of like going with like the top 7, how is it there? Um, I I voted like instead of like Yuki and Yorum, I voted for Yoni. No, that's a lie. I voted for Jiwoo and Ali, right? Exactly, for Ali and Jiwoo, and yeah. So you got my like ranking just in here. I hope this fits so far. But yeah, that did not really change that much overall.
Alright, now my opinion on the current top 7. Well, overall, there are nice member in there. Like, this is something that this is kind of like the big problem with these with the show. Like, I'm sitting here looking at this top 7, I'm like, all of you deserve to be there. Like, all of you really deserve to be there. However, you are not my top, my top 7, as we're going to learn later on. But let's get through it one by one. Wiso is so my top 7. Like, I love this basically ascent that Wiso has managed to do in Queendom Puzzle. It's so cool to see how many people now realize how cool she is, how amazing she is, how talented she is, and so on. And I also hope that all of that love that Whistle is like getting here in this show right now is also going to swap over to the Heike comeback at the end of August, by the way, guys. At the end of August, Heike comeback. Watch it and love it, because I sure as hell will. Fucking excited for it. But yeah, Whistle, she deserves it so hard. I mean, with the additional 30,000 points, I didn't think for 1 second that Whistle could not be in the top 7. That was clear for me, absolutely. From the second I saw that she got 30,000 points additionally, I was like, okay, she is there to stay. The same thing, by the way, goes for Nana. Nana is just doing the exact same thing she is doing in War. She's overshadowing absolutely everyone and everything. She's just, I don't know what it is about Nana, by the way, really, but when Nana is somewhere, you just look at her. It is impossible not to. I don't know what it is, but Nana is really born to be an idol. This I really have to say. Nana is a prototype idol, and yeah, it shows in her constantly super high ranking. Despite not getting a benefit of 30,000 points, Nana is in the top 7 and she is not leaving. This I say right here, right now, Nana she's in the final top 7 too. She's not going. She is not going. Same goes, by the way, for Yodom. I feel like Yodom is going to be in the top 7 no matter what. She has too big of a fan base behind her. Even though for Yodom, it's interesting for me because if you really think about it, within the show, Yodom is not really present. Yodom is not a character that you see often, and even during performances, I feel like Yodom often kind of stays in the background. Like, even during iDGA, during iDGA, Yodom didn't stand out for me personally, like, at all. She's there and she's always doing a good job, but she's never, like, in front and you're like, boy, Yodom, holy shit, and boy. She's always pretty subtle in the background, and still she manages to stay in the top 7. I would assume that is due to just her huge-ass fan base that is constantly voting the shit out of her, that she is still there, staying strong in the top 7. Okay, and plus the 30,000 points now also. Yodom, yeah, she will stay, and I say she will also stay in the top 7. Someone who has to fight, on the other hand, is Yeonhee. Yeonhee fought her way into the top 7 and now is still there despite not getting 30,000 points, which is impressive. But I feel like Yeonhee could be the one that got the least points out of the top 7. So if you want to have Yeonhee, guys, if you want to have Yeonhee in the top 7, sorry, vote the shit out of her, because Yeonhee, I feel like she needs your votes a lot. But I'm kind of happy to see her there, honestly. She is fighting so hard. Each and every time she is fighting and clawing her way into top 7, and she really managed it. And she is maintaining her top 7 spot. I'm really happy for her, and I'm so curious to see if she will stay there until the end. Someone who has to stay until the end, guys, is Kay. Because Kay is everybody's darling. She is the vocal, guys. We need her desperately in the final top 7. Desperately. And I need her in the top 7 because this is the only chance I get for Idol K, guys. So please, 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 vote for Kay. Give her the love that she deserves. And while saying this, I realized that this episode is getting released 1 day before the finale, which means your votes don't mean shit. No, but during the finale, I assume that we can also vote again. So vote, 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 please, 4K. Also, vote, 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 vote for Yuki. Yuki, this is Yuki's story is so fascinating to me. Yuki came out of nowhere. Out of them, the people were like, hey, this Yuki girl, she's amazing. And you are right, she freaking is. And she is just chilling in the top 7, not swayed by anything. I love this. And this needs to stay that way. Yuki as the rapper of the final top 7. Oh, yes, please. Please, please, please. Plus, the extra promotion for Purple Kiss would also be pretty damn nice. So everybody vote for Yuki. And last but not least, Yeon. Yeon is also a character for me like Yorum. I don't often see Yeon in the show. Like, she's often in the back, often helping people from the back, often during the performances. Yes, she often has parts that are kind of like highlights, but for me personally, they never stand out that hard just due to the nature that Yeon has. She just isn't no super extroverted, in your face character. And yet, I would assume here's also kind of like a big fan base thing. She is maintaining the top 7 spot, and Yeon is also a character which I can really see in the top 7. But she is a character where I say I can also see her not being there, like that she does not have like enough votes in the end to make it. Like, she is kind of like a Yorum, but a Yorum light, because for Yorum I feel like Yorum, she will be in the top 7 no matter what. Yeon, I'm positive that she is, but I would not bet on it personally. And now we come to the part where I only can state my disappointment, guys. I can only state my disappointment in all of you that you are listening right now, because I want you to look at your past votes and really think about whether or not you have voted correctly. If you have really voted with your heart, or if you have voted with some kind of twisted justifications. I don't know what you are trying to justify your votes that you have casted, but based on what I see here, you did not vote with your heart, because then you would have not done what I am about to read you right now. Yes, it is overly dramatic, but guys, my freaking heart is broken right now. My heart is so damn broken. The eliminations are as follows: Faye, Rina, Midu, Suchin, Chiwon, Soa, and Boda. Yeah. And before I start to rant about the eliminations, let's listen to Payne's opinions about the eliminations.
Let's start with like the saddest thing. Like, the arena dropout is so sad. The arena dropout is amazingly sad, cause like, especially cause I don't know, I think she just showed so much, and she did not really like fall that behind in terms of skill or something, in comparison to Rizzo. Maybe Rizzo could overall show more, but yeah, I don't know. I still think it's kinda weird that she got like, not really hated, but that she got like not that much support, right? To kind of survive until the finale. That was really sad. Um, and I guess the only thing that might besides like Joa and Sujin, which is really sad because Weekly is kind of dead. So I'm really sad for them as well because like I don't know if there's some possibility for comeback. I don't know if they are going to be active soon or something. That's really very sus right now. But yeah, it same goes, and I guess it's a bit harder as well because they really tried so often now. Buddha and G1 from Cherry Bullet. So Cherry Bullet is out now completely. Not one of them participating could like last until the finale, which is super super sad. And like I don't know what it is, cause Bora is so amazing. Bora is literally giving so much, is like literally showing to be one of the best vocals in the show, and still somehow it's not really working for like the people. And there I just question you guys, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Like seeing G1 and Buddha kicked out here is horrible. It's really really horrible, and I don't really know if they have a future. Like it's not really looking good in that regard. Every like sane person would decide to do something like comeback there after the show, but I'm not really sure if FNC will use this and make a comeback there. I'm not really sure about it. I'm more on the side that they're just getting forgotten again, and this is like so horrible. For Faye, it was really sad as well to see her drop out. But I kind of loved like how she literally used the opportunity at least to announce a bit of her as well, like to give a bit more like support to her and support her even more. And I would really love to support her more, but I don't know if I can like jump into the talent kind of through the talent barrier, Tay barrier, cause like I don't know, I kind of hope that she like gets kind of scouted by someone of the Korean industry. This would be really amazing to see that. I would really love that. And then I would like really going to be supportive to her, giving her like everything. If she like is joining my bubble of like the like K-pop or Korean stuff I'm following, then yeah, I'm super open to, of course, support her.
All right. Now you got the soft version of what it's about to hit you now. Guys, hey, the eliminations. I can't. I really can't. I mean, I'm going to let it slide that Rena, my Rena, is not part of the show anymore because Heike is still active, because Heike is going to come back in like 2 weeks. I let it slide, okay? I can live with it. I can somehow manage. I can understand why the world isn't loving her as much as I do, but I can somehow accept that this has happened because she's still active in her actual group. But, hey, G1 and Bora. This is something I honestly have to say that really broke my heart. Because it is just the same shit over and over and over again. G1 and Bora are in those survival shows. They're working their asses off. Really work their asses off. They throw everything they have in there. They want it so bad, and they really do. Like, especially if you follow G1, like social media wise, she has, is it Bubble? or a fan communication platform at least. G1 or Weverse, I think they're on Weverse. It doesn't matter. One of those platforms, G1 has posted so many times, reminded the people, hey guys, you can vote, remember to vote for Queendom Puzzle, or I want to be in the show, make sure you vote, or I worked so hard and blah blah. I want to see you so much more often, and with this show I can, and blah blah. All of that she posted so many times. She wanted it so badly. And then we have Bora being every damn time, and I really mean that, in every fucking show, she is always excelling in everything she's doing. She is nailing so hard. She is getting praised left and right. And still, despite all of that, both of them are getting kicked out even before the fucking finale. I don't get it. I just don't get it. What is this world? What is this world in which these two girls do not get a single chance for any show, for any group, and now they're getting like shoved back to FNC, who don't give a fuck about Cherry Bullet. Let's face it, they don't. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do now. I mean, when is going to have Cherry Bullet going to have a comeback? Based on the experience we have with FNC in a year, when there's absolutely no hype and no support anymore from the Queendom crowd, then FNC is going to shit out a comeback with basically non-promotion, with a song that is not like catching the audience in any way, and then FNC is going to be like, why isn't Cherry Bullet more successful? Yeah, because of your shitty ass terrible management. Fuck FNC, seriously, fuck FNC. And this is the main reason why I'm so heartbroken about G1 and Bora. Why I'm sad about Rina, but I can accept it. But G1 and Bora is just breaking my heart, knowing what they have to go back to now, and knowing what they have done in the past already in those freaking survival shows, how hard they have worked back then, and still they're not getting any acknowledgement. And I also feel like this is something, I don't know how often you can do this without seriously breaking apart in terms of confidence. Like, I don't know, even Bora, who is a person who knows what she can do, who knows how sick her skills are, even her, I feel like at some point she has to stand there and like, what is it that I'm doing wrong? And seriously, Bora, G1, if you listen to this right now, you won't. I know you won't, but I want to say it. You're not doing anything wrong. You're doing everything you do absolutely outstandingly. I'm so proud of you. I wished so hard that you would get more chance, more recognition. It's not your fault. It's the world that is wrong, honestly. It is. Okay. Rant stop. I'm also really, really sad about Miru. She was in my top 7. I mean, guys, you have to think about 3 of my top 7 just got killed. 3 of my top 7 got freaking killed out of the competition. With this eliminations, I looked forward. Really hoped for Miru. I didn't believe she would make it into the top 7. I hoped she would. I didn't believe it though. But to see her go is really sad for me. I feel like she would have been a great asset for the final top 7. But well, then we have the weekly kill streak with Sujin and Zoa. Also sad, especially knowing that Weekly... Yeah, I don't know what Weekly is doing, honestly. I don't know. Will Weekly ever come back? I desperately hope so. Like, a new Weekly comeback would be so nice, especially one that's like their old songs. Like, oh my god. And After School... Oh, after school would be so nice. Oh, I would kill for another one of those. I hope that at least Weekly will get somehow active again when they're taking, hopefully, a bit of hype back into the group. But there again, the management of this group sucks so hard ass that I'm not sure if this is going to happen. I just hope. And last but not least, Faye, which is my fucking MVP of the eliminations because she was so cool. Faye standing there, not only taking the chance of her departure speech to tell Taeyeon how amazing she is, which Faye, I'll never forget that one. That is a deed I will never forget. No, she also fucking promotes an upcoming solo. How kick-ass is that? He just stands there, promotes her upcoming solo, fucking mic drop out of the show. Faye, MVP of eliminations. I loved it. Seriously. This felt like such a hard mic drop. I love Faye. This was so cool. I will definitely, once her solo drops, I will be there and check it out. Because this needs to get appreciated. And also she has worked so hard and did so well in all of her performances. Matters respect to Faye, and really sad to see you leave. Now, an important piece of information I'm going to give you after I, once again, drink a little bit. Wait a second. Damn, like talking for this long, non-stop, without drinking, and I feel like I'm getting sick. Shit. Do you know this feeling when your throat is feeling a bit strange and you're like, oh no. I have this right now. I hope I'm wrong. I hope this will go away later in the day, but I'm scared, guys. I'm really scared. However, what is interesting and not scary is that the combination votings that were collected until now are getting freaking resetted, guys, for the finale. They're getting resetted. We're starting from a blank slate, and this is highly interesting. This could change a lot, honestly. A lot. And this scares me also a lot. Because people that I really want to have in the group, which have a good, I would say, gap between them and others due to the points they have worked for, are now resetted. And I'm anxious. I'm really anxious. And I still hope that there is going to, that a group is going to get created that I'm just emotionally really attached to, you know. It got more difficult by now after the kickouts that we have witnessed in this episode. But there's still a bit of hope. So this makes me really nervous. What makes me not nervous, but that makes me like really looking forward to it, is the next week's kind of preview in a way. At least the information that we got about it, because we're going to get a special performance of Charismatic and Snap from all 26 contestants, which is super cool. I'm looking really forward to that one. Definitely. We're getting, of course, the performances of Billionaire and Last Piece, which I'm looking forward to, and of course the creation of EL7Z UP. And this is an important part because EL7Z UP, if I read it correctly, they changed the name, guys. At least slightly, they removed the plus from EL7Z UP. Maybe they realized how terrible this is, this way of naming a group, how hard that sucks. Maybe they realized it now, and now changed up the name. I don't know. I didn't see a confirmation of this, honestly. But I read it somewhere, and I really hope that it is true. However, the 7 is still in there, which is bad, but at least the plus is gone. It's something, I would say. It is at least something. And also, of course, I want to take this chance again to remind you that, guys, tomorrow, both Payne and I will do a live stream where we are live reacting to, if everything works out at least, where we are live reacting to Queendom Puzzle to the grand finale. So make sure to subscribe, because I'm definitely going to create a little streaming notification for you all, so you don't miss it, so you can enjoy it together with us. And yeah, welcome EL7Z UP once they are created. You can see live on tape how I'm either broken or happy. There will be no in between, guys, so tune in to make sure you see that happening live. Now, the next thing, the almost last corner, of course, that we are going to do, even though I'm going to do it alone today, is our beloved fashion with Taengoo. Because, guys, Taeyeon had a new style today, and it is, I want to say, questionable. What did Taeyeon wear? Taeyeon wear kind of like a red one-piece dress, which is, if you just think about the possibility of a red one-piece dress, there are great possibilities how this could look like. And technically, yeah, it could have looked amazing, but someone decided to attach a shitload. Wait, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ribbons on one of her arms. Like, on her right arm, we have 7 red ribbons on her sleeves. And I don't get it. Like, what is the point of, not only are now the left and the right side not in sync? Like, the right side is freaking heavier than the left side now due to this. Like, do you realize how bad this is for your back? And secondly, it looks terrible. I really want to say terrible, because this creates such a weird image when Taeyeon is standing there and she is moving her arms, and this one side is moving like significantly more than the other side. It feels so unnatural. It doesn't serve any purpose. It has no aesthetic value whatsoever. It is just plainly terrible. I don't know, guys. If you have an opinion on this, or if you know why this is a maybe genius move to put these ribbons there on Taeyeon's arms, please let me know. I would love to learn. I'd love to learn why this is amazing, because right now I can just stay here and think, what the actual fuck happened there? You can't be serious about this. This is not cool at all. Because the rest has potential. I would say the rest also. It is not exactly the best dress I have ever seen, honestly. The dress itself, you could have maybe done something about it, or out of it, but the cut of the dress itself, I don't know, man. I don't know. It is not consequent enough in a way, you know? It is neither like a proper top nor a proper dress. It is a weird mix out of both. And then we have a Taeyeon with a super, like, neatly like, almost hair that is almost like pressed down to her head. And nothing is standing up, and is neatly, I would say, tied to a. Yeah, that's the question. Did you have like did you tie them together to like a bun? I don't know, honestly. Or she like a big pigtail. It could also be. I'm not sure. I would probably big pigtail. I would have liked it much more if her hair would be open, maybe a bit wavy. That would suit much more with the dress, honestly. Because especially with the ribbons, because the ribbons create a bit, as I said, it makes all of this, it makes all of this feel a bit uneasy for me. At least makes me feel uneasy because it disturbs the piece, you know. It disturbs the piece of the entire dress, and the really neatly made hair supports kind of like Taeyeon's left side, which is also very clean and neat, and the rest side is kind of like chaotic, and the hair doesn't mirror this, and due to that, it feels a bit off for me personally. But guys, let me know your opinion. Would be really interested what you think about this. If I'm just wrong, I could be completely wrong there because I know shit about fashion, but it throws me off. It really throws me off, and it's definitely not a good outfit that they gave Taeyeon that day. I'm so curious what she's going to wear for the finale. Like, for the finale, I would have expected something like we had in the not prior episode, but the one before that, the wedding dress Tae home. I'm still dreaming about wedding dress Tae, guys. That shit changed me. Another thing that changed is my top 7, guys. My current top 7 definitely has changed after this episode. It had to change after this episode. And my new top 7, wait a second, I need to get here it is. My new top 7 is as follows. I have Nana, Doba, Ellie, Yuki, Judy, Kay, and Wissou. So, after Rina, Miru, and Bora had to leave, I had to think a lot, guys. I had to think so much who I now want to put into my group. And this is seriously, this is the last constellation where I'm like, yeah, this is a group I feel like that can work out really well. Everything else, I have to completely honest, I will be slightly dissatisfied with. I have to be completely honest because this is the only constellation where I can look at them like, yes, I see that every position that I think is important for a group is actually getting filled out, and I know perfectly well that I'm not going to get this lineup, guys. I know it perfectly well, but let me dream, guys. Please let me dream. So once again, I have, yes, Nana now in there. Nana is an all-rounder. She would definitely be the center of my group. The problem is, Nana and G1 always had like a similar position, and I would have actually, if G1 would have still been in there, I would have probably put G1 there, because the thing with G1 is an amazing center, but she's not stealing the attention completely from everyone else. And Nana is just always doing that, which is something I personally does not consider a positive thing for a group overall. So this is why I'm always a bit reluctant with Nana, even though I like her a lot. But this is something where I'm always like, nah. You know, I don't want EL7Z UP to end up like Vua, where everyone knows Nana and that's about it. So yeah, this is just always in my mind when I'm thinking about whether to put Nana in a group or not. Doa is just perfect for I mentioned that earlier today. Doa is perfect to connect between during songs between the vocals, and you need someone like that in the group, and I feel like Doa could do it perfectly. She can do also a lot more. She's a great dancer. She could also be part of the rap line, and she could be an amazing leader for the group. I would love to see this. Ellie is Ellie fucking master race, guys. Ellie needs to be in the group. We need to rescue Ellie because I have no fucking clue Wikimiki's ever going to live again, so we need to give Ellie that gift. So Ellie. Yuki, obviously my main rapper, needs to be there. She's outstanding, great dancer, and she is going to dominate the rap scene in the future, so we need to have her an else up. Judy needs to be the vitamin of the group. She is also someone who I see as a great connector between the vocals in the group. So I really need to have her in there, and she is great for variety. K, obviously the main vocal of both My Heart and of Future Else Up. She needs to be in there. We need a vocal that can carry the heavy notes, that brings a uniqueness into the vocals. So everybody, a vote for Key, and she's everybody's darling, so this is important. Plus, we need Wisso. Wisso is not only amazing for variety, she is the all-rounder, the biggest all-rounder of this entire show. She is a main vocal, she's a main rapper, she's a main dancer, and she's insanely entertaining. So, plus she has pink hair at the moment. So there's absolutely no excuse not to put Wisso into Else Up. Plus, when she's in Else Up, she can gain even more momentum and attention to Heike, so Heike can grow. So everything just speaks for Wisso. So guys, let's do this together. Let's make this top 7 possible. I'll tell you once again who you have to vote for. Nana, Doba, Ellie, Yuki, Judy, Kei, and Wisso. So guys, let's do this together. And once again, let's also watch together the finale of Queendom Puzzle tomorrow. Really excited for it, guys. Let's watch it together and get excited or sad together. By the way, that we are trying to watch it together does not mean that there won't be another and last episode of the AyoGG podcast. We will also talk about the entire freaking finale, guys. I hope you are ready for it, because this is going to take a lot of time. Based on experience, at least, when we're going through every detail of the finale, about our thoughts about the group, about our thoughts about the entire show. We have a lot to cover about predictions and hopes for the future, of course, of Else Up. So tune in, guys, next week for the grand finale of the AyoGG podcast in the Queendom Puzzle special edition, because it is not the finale of the AyoGG podcast. This one will continue at least whenever I have something to actually talk about. So, guys, thank you so much for your attention. Let me know your opinion in the comments. And, rate this podcast, guys. Leave a like on whichever platform you're listening to it. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for your attention. Bye!